Hey, welcome back to Full Time Movie Fans. Now,
Yeah.
for us,
Yeah, it's been a
it's
few
been
weeks.
a little bit. It's been a little bit. Just
For you,
for you won't.
probably like a week.
Yeah, it's the next upload for you
Yeah.
guys. Next upload day, but won't get into personal stuff, but just kind of taking a little bit of a break.
I got a haircut.
I got a haircut.
So we're both.
But again, this is Full Time Movie Fans. I'm your host, Daniel Jarvis. Just call me Jarvis. Because we're friends by now. Most of my friends call me Jarvis, so just call me Jarvis.
Yeah.
This is Michael.
Michael Godfrey.
Yep.
Call me Michael.
Co-host / full-time guest.
Don't call me Mike. That
Yeah.
one's bad.
Dude, I'm sorry. I know I did that early on, and
You did.
and I'm so conscious.
You did it once or twice.
I'm so conscious of these things. So when you politely made it known verbally that
Yeah.
you don't like that, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
ever do that again.
Yeah. I have clients. I'm getting off track for a moment. I have clients sometimes, or people who come into the shop that are like, "What's up, Mike?" And I'm like,
What's up, Big Mike?
"What's up?"
Yeah. I try to be respectful. So I realized that was that's not your thing. Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm used to. I'm just used to people like people just have, my whole life just give me short my name Daniel San, Danny Boy,
Yeah.
Jarvis,
I know what you mean.
Jarv.
I had a third grade teacher who called me Mikey, but she made sure to ask before, and I was like, you know what, you asked, so sure. But it's a thing, and again, off topic, but very important. This is like
Yeah.
social etiquette, right? We're nerds. We don't know that very well. If somebody walks up to you and goes, "Hi, this is my name,"
Yeah.
that's the one you choose.
Yeah. Very rarely can you get past that. I think like a lot of familiarity and like it takes a strong personality of someone who just does that for everybody.
Yeah.
That they just beat you over the head with it. You're just like, all right, fine, you can call me that. But the very rarely, it's after a while, it's just kind of like, hey man, like,
Yeah,
don't really like that.
yeah. If I were to call you Daniel, that'd be weird.
Yeah, most people. That's what's funny is, so at the shop, you guys don't know this, but at the shop, Annalise was there and she introduced my friend, and I introduced myself as Daniel, and she was like, I saw her face contort, like,
Yeah.
and I was like,
what?
Jarvis is my last name. Everybody calls me Jarvis, so I'm just used to that. But anyways, to get on topic. It's just okay. We're just kind of catching up a little bit because it's been a while.
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah,
I miss his mug, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We every week, a couple times at least.
Yeah.
I've been a little bit AWOL recently, so
And if you go back, you'll probably notice in the recordings, right? In the recordings, I talk a lot about not having watched all of the Marvel movies, right?
yes, and that was very shocking to me when I first
Yeah.
started. I was like, "What do you mean you haven't seen all the Marvel movies? That's crazy."
Yeah, and as of this recording, I am all the way up to Endgame. I've completed every Marvel movie up to Endgame.
This is not a Marvel episode.
It's
all.
not.
In fact, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
This is going to be a DC episode. To just tell everybody, like, overview, like, which movies did you like and which one?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to talk about the ones you don't like, but which ones out of the ones that you saw that you didn't see before did you like? Oh, I really actually like this one.
Okay, so the Guardians movies don't count because I've watched them before. Except
And they're all good.
yeah, they're all good. They're not a
James
bad
Gunn.
one in the bunch.
James Gunn, what you're going to hear about James Gunn in this episode.
Yeah. Okay, so we got the Iron Man movies. I never saw Iron Man 1. In fact, the only Iron Man movie that I did see previously was Iron Man 2. I thought it was Iron Man 3, but I'd never seen Iron Man 3. Iron Man 1 is phenomenal.
Yes.
Phenomenal
It started
movie.
it all.
Thor Ragnarok, also pretty good. A little weird, but like a good weird.
It was I think Taika Waititi's first outing with Thor.
Yeah.
And it just changed the whole tone of the Thor movies because all the other Thor movies were super serious and
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. I'd actually seen Captain America probably 3 times now at this point.
the most of any.
The most of any Marvel movie. I
first one?
love that movie.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Really?
I love.
Man, I
first
think the second
I
one's the
love
best.
the first Avenger.
I mean, it's all right. I think the second one is best, in my opinion. Dude, the Winter Soldier with Bucky. Are you kidding me?
The Winter Soldier's okay. I didn't like it as much. It's just
I feel like the 2 and 3 are better because Winter Soldier and
Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
Civil War was good. I liked Civil War quite a bit.
It's like Avengers. Was it 1.5 or 2.5? I forget.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was just an Avengers movie, with a little bit more focus on Captain America because he's shifting his viewpoint on some things, which is a very important
Character
plot of his character.
Character development is what they call it in showbiz.
Yeah, yeah. Character points. That's what I just said. Age of Ultron was okay.
We talked about this a little bit before we got on.
I feel like the plot of most of the Avengers movies is just to advance Tony's character more because they left him off on his own movies in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
Where he's like between Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 there's the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And the second movie is Tony's like, yeah, I'm Iron Man still. And the third one starts as like, who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
And it ends like that too, but just a little bit more put together.
Yeah.
And so I think they utilized the rest of the Avengers movies to be like, who is Tony Stark?
Yeah.
Which is,
Well,
I mean, you needed it.
You have to admit, by Endgame.
Oh, yeah, it's very clear.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
his whole arc is incredible.
It's I did not get to experience it the first time I watched Endgame because I watched Endgame before I watched any other Marvel movie. In theaters, opening night, 11:30 p.m.
I think when it was in theaters, I must have watched it for at least 4 times, I think, in theaters.
That's nuts.
For Infinity War as well, for both
That's
of them.
crazy.
3 or 4 times each.
I also thought I watched Infinity War before, but there's a lot of stuff that happened in Infinity War that I would have remembered if I watched it, so I did not.
Oh no, that's so important. Oh my gosh. Hey, you're Mr. Sometimes movie fan over here.
Anyways, so 7 minutes into this movie about this episode about the Flash.
Yeah.
The important thing that I got to catch with Endgame is all of Tony's backstory before then. Because if you think about it, I watched the second Iron Man movie and then Endgame.
Oh my god.
And Captain America. Those were pretty much my
Well, do you even see Civil War? Oh my god.
Didn't see Civil War. Didn't see the Avengers. Didn't see Age of Ultron. Did see the Guardians movies. Very good movies. So I had like an idea. I was like, oh, these are the characters that are here. But Tony's character development through there made a lot of sense to why Doctor Strange was like, I can't tell you where we are because it won't happen. But come on, man, you gotta know.
Yeah.
Right? Because it makes sense because Tony's whole thing is like, if nobody else is going to take care of this, I have to.
Yeah.
Up to I'm the only one who can take care of this.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, yeah.
Which is pretty awesome, to be honest.
Well, we're just gonna have to do
a whole Marvel episode, like a super episode.
Maybe, man, but I still want to probably. Well, I don't know. Maybe we could do group movies together, like Iron Man 1, 2, and 3, and we could just do
the
like
franchises.
Yeah. Because I just feel like there's too much to talk about. I don't want to miss anything. I feel more comfortable just grouping those together. But yeah, I mean, just Tony's arc is incredible, from the guy who was like, the only thing that matters is me, to, okay, well, other people kind of matter, to Civil War. He's like, no, everybody else matters.
Yeah.
We are responsible for their safety too.
Especially after Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Where he was like, I have to protect this. And then he fucks it all up and he goes, we have to protect this.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's a kind of a trope through the whole thing, is that like everything bad that happens is Tony's fault.
Yeah.
The MCU, but good stuff too.
Oh,
but, But yeah, sure. At the end, like, dude, in Civil War, he was just like, you're not the guy to make, to fall on the grenade. You're not that guy. And, at the end, he proves that, and he does. He dies for everybody.
Yeah.
He takes care of Thanos and all his minions.
It was a really cool moment the first time I watched it, and it was an even cooler moment the second time.
Yes, because you actually see how it changes.
Big opinion that changed. You ready? Massive opinion of mine that changed.
Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
Captain Marvel, Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't like her before.
No, and here's why. Right, my whole reference for Captain Marvel was just what was in Endgame.
Yeah.
And she's kind of a bitch. No personality, nothing interesting. She makes a lot of sense where they're like, well, where were you when Thanos showed up? And she was like, there's a lot of planets out there and they're not all lucky to have the Avengers.
Bro, I get to be honest with you. That's how I feel with customers when they call me and they're like, dude, why is my stuff not done yet? And I'm just kind of like, hey, bro, I know that you're only worried about your thing. I'm worrying about like 40 people's things. So,
Yeah.
ooh,
Exactly.
Like everybody's like there was a guy who he had a new wow, I got something in my mouth here. He had a new I guess claim, I'll just say a claim. I work in insurance, but he had a new claim and it was new like two or 3 days old. I need my stuff. I'm looking at my list for the day and I see claims that have been waiting for like 20 plus days. And I'm like, oh, sorry, Mr. VIP. Like,
can't do that.
I got people who've been waiting
Can't
for like
jump the line.
almost literally 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So, ooh, sorry, bro. But anyways, yeah, so that's good.
So I watched Captain Marvel.
And you get it.
So much personality.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
I think it was just beaten out of her to just not be funny or like what's his
I don't know
face?
why.
The other character was just like, stop being so. Dude, that was because I watch. Look, if you watch movie stuff, you probably watch like Cinema Sins and you watch. What's the other one? I feel like there's a few of them that honest trailers and stuff like that. So they make that a trope where she's just so unemotional.
Yeah.
And everybody still keeps telling her to control her emotions. Like, stop being so emotional. And she's just like, whoa, what? Like, I feel like she's a black person that just got pulled over, and everybody else is
stop resisting.
Is a racist cop.
Stop resisting.
It's just like, whoa, can you please calm down? Whoa, easy. Stop. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like that's how everybody's treating her. Like, and I'm like, bro, she's not being emotional. Like, she's cracking jokes. Like, she's having a good time.
She's witty and funny. It's great.
Yeah.
And they ruined her in Endgame.
I'm still a little.
They gave her a bad haircut.
Captain Marvel was still just a superhero origin.
Yeah.
Blank superhero origin story.
I have said that the Marvel does origin movies really well. Like that's. I like the origin movies.
You know what I really would like to see from once? Man, I know this is supposed to be... We'll have plenty of time because...
I was going to say, just cut it off at like 15, 16, 17 minutes and we'll just...
This will be like a bonus.
Yeah,
we'll release it as a
bonus episode.
Cutting room floor audio and video. No, but I for once... And maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I don't know anything about movies or how they should be made. But like, I for once would just like to see a character in the middle of where they're at the time. And then every once in a while we get flashes throughout the movie of like pieces here and there. And it could go throughout the arc of their 3 movies where we can finally see their origin story throughout the process that we see. Like as they're living their life, we see the things that have made them who they are through either flashbacks or just situations or whatever. Like instead of just, hey, this is the movie of how it started.
Yeah.
Like I would just rather be like, this is the character doing the thing. And as we go through conversations or through, tough situations that come up in this character's life, we get a view into the things that brought them to this point. You know what I'm saying?
You want Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh my gosh, maybe. Why can't they all just be Guardians of the Galaxy? Why? Why can't they? Multi-movie fans. Why can't they all just be Guardians of the Galaxy 2? But I'm just saying, yes, absolutely. Because, like, I mean, to an extent, even the first Guardians of the Galaxy, isn't that... It still shows Peter getting...
Yeah.
Taken up and his mom dying of cancer.
It's a lot of like where the character is at the moment, and then an understanding of his past.
Yeah, so maybe I'm not crazy. Me and just James Gunn, we need to hook up and share ideas and stuff. No, I'm serious.
You and James Gunn absolutely should hook up,
dude. You're amazing.
I'd love to come here every week. We're gonna see you.
We're gonna sing your praises on this episode. You're amazing. I just want you to make all the movies, but yeah, like to be honest with you. I think I first had that thought when I was thinking about Deadpool, and I was like, man, I really wish that it could just start like actually somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And then we can kind of like just get a character's backstory a little bit later. It doesn't have to be like, oh, hey, here's where he was born and here's how the thing that happened. You know what I'm saying? I just think it would, because that's every movie. It's just I'm tired of seeing it.
Yeah.
That's, I think, is part of the Marvel movie, superhero movie fatigue is I'm seeing an origin story.
Yeah.
I'm seeing another origin story. And it's just kind of like,
That's DC's problem. Is
find a
they
way to
keep
mix
on
it.
rebooting.
Well, let's see. I think DC has a lot of problems, and so we're going to definitely address some of them. Now, 15 minutes in, we're going to start talking about the movie that we're talking about today.
Yeah. Okay, so ready? Hard stop. I don't think Ezra Miller did anything wrong.
You know, The Flash. It's I feel like it's kind of like his superhero movie career, just a flash in the pan.
Nice,
if you will.
Nice. We made a lot of jokes while watching that movie. My favorite one was before it started. I went, man, I can't wait for the scene where Ezra Miller's himself.
Oh yeah. Well, that was. I think that was something that we mentioned even afterwards. It was kind of like this seems like an allegory for
His whole career.
for his just real life as he's just fighting himself.
Oh, it's so funny.
But
It'd be sad if it wasn't so funny.
yeah, I want to, I want to take a moment to say like, Ezra Miller, like I do hope you get better and like hope you figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been through some horrible things and
Maybe stop drinking.
yeah, but seriously, it's not cool to harass people and choke people.
Yeah.
So hope you get that stuff figured out.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll have a good amount of time to reflect on some of those things.
Probably. Hopefully.
Now that you're done with the Flash movies.
Yeah, hopefully.
But I gotta say, so I watched this movie with you and another friend. Is this one of the? No, this is not the first movie. This is the second movie we've seen together in theaters. The first one was Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I think.
Yes.
Yes. So
we're 1 for 1.
then
We're 1 and 1.
yeah, and then I did see this movie again with Clint. Again, he's a real person.
I'm surprised you saw it twice.
He's a real person. I mean, he I wanted to see with him. He's one of my best friends, and he's also a full-time movie fan, even more so than me. And I would say that he's even like
Clint is
he's
ethereal.
he's a inspiration for just starting this.
Yeah.
All but guys, again, like once you see this, we've asked you this before.
Harass him.
His name is Clint Tomerlin. He's on all the social medias.
We'll link his Facebook profile
Because
in
he's
the
a musician
description.
as well. So, I mean, follow him, listen to his music, play him on Spotify, and all the good stuff.
Yeah.
But then harass the heck out of him, tell him to come on.
Become a fan and then harass him.
Yes.
Because if you do it the other way around, it's
let him
aggressive.
know how much you say, hey, man, we've heard about you from Full-Time Movie Fans. When are you going to get on the episode? Because, I don't know. He's got a aversion to the video thing, but whatever. Harass him so he gets on here. But
Clint, if you're hearing this, I love this bit. Don't show up.
no, it's
my
not a
favorite bit.
No, it's not a bit. So I watched it with him as well. And one of the things that I had to tell him right off the bat, because I knew what he was thinking, as you do with some of your closest friends, you know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And I had to lean over and tell him that first scene with the hospital. I was like, I promise you, this is the cheesiest, dumbest part of the movie. You won't have to worry about that after this. Because I said, bro, I promise you, this is not representative of the rest of the movie. And
It really isn't.
It's not.
I mean, the graphic fidelity of it is like, it looks bad.
Yeah.
But the tone is not the same at all.
Not even a little bit. And that, to me, if you ask me, is probably the worst of it is that opening scene.
Oh, for sure.
Just because, guys, again, as always, watch the movie first. If you don't, I get it. You just want to come hear the review. That's fine too.
If you don't and you're here just to hear whether or not you should watch the movie, let me set the tone for just this opening scene, right?
Yes.
Hospital, falling apart, sinkhole, everything's caving in, Batman chasing after the people who did it. What's the Flash have to do? Got to keep people from dying. That's what he's got to do. What happens? Building comes crumbling down. He goes, oh, I haven't eaten my breakfast. starts hopping up rubble in Flash time or whatever, and a bunch of babies falling out of the nursery, right? But not just the babies, all of the dangers too, right? There's like a gas leak coming towards a baby, and needles and knives, and he's running low on energy. Can't go too fast too long. So what does he do? He dives for the snack machine, eats a bunch of candy bars, and then like pushes a bedpan to catch one of the babies, throws another one in a microwave, and it's
really weird.
It's just so bad.
Dude, I was surprised that a random banana peel wasn't floating down, that a baby was about to slip on.
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
Yeah, it was like, okay, come on. Like,
it was so comedy.
Every single baby has something sharp or dangerous headed to every single one of them.
Right, yeah.
Like, outside of them falling out of a building, like,
he throws a baby in a microwave.
He does. He actually eats a burrito out of it first, if you remember.
Yes, and then he puts the baby in it.
He puts the baby in there and closes it up, so that baby is safe. I mean, it's not plugged in.
It even dings.
Which is weird. But anyways, that whole opening scene, I knew it immediately that as Clint was watching, he's like, oh no, this is going to be, and I leaned over, I said, bro, I promise you that this is not representative of the rest of the movie, but it's just a scene, I promise. And he was like, I physically felt the relief, like all the tenseness that was on him just melt away and say, oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. My jaw was on the floor. I was looking at both of them the entire time, like, what's happening?
Dude, yeah. It was definitely not a good way to start it. Like,
no.
Yeah, but
not at all.
But luckily, it didn't stay that way. That was the worst of it. But like, okay, and let me say this too. The Flash as a comic book character, one of my favorite. It's been one of my favorite characters since I was a kid. I remember watching the '80s movies of it and just being like, "Oh my gosh, the Flash is so cool! I love the Flash." Dude, I was all about speed. My first bike said cheetah on the side of it, and I just felt so fast riding it around. I was like, man, I'm faster than everybody.
I also remember as a kid running around being like, look at how fast I am. You can't even see how fast I am. I went from this at mom. Did you see me? And she's like, no, I didn't see you. And it's like, yeah, I'm so fast. So yeah.
Yeah, your mom's
I'm on the same
complete liar. No. But
what's that about,
as all
Mom?
Good moms are for certain things, I think. But anyways, I think my mom's villain story is that she's just too honest. She's an Asian lady, so you know how.
Oh yeah. There is no. You're so fast. It's
filter.
Like, sit back down now.
You're so fat. Just you go outside and run. As that's what she would say. But anyways, but the Flash is a character, top tier DC. I mean, phenomenal as a character. But it's one of those things where also he's so good.
Yeah.
That I'm like, he should never ever have any issues. Like, if he can think as fast as he's actually is as fast as he's like, how do you ever? You have to catch him in his sleep, like, basically.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So outside of that, like, I don't know how he'd ever be surprised by anything.
Right. Because he can just do whatever.
Yeah. But that being said, they still do make compelling stories. That's another thing is that if you're just watching this and you don't know anything about the comics, that's better for you, I think.
Pretty okay.
But when you know the comics source, it's kind of like, ooh, I like that a little bit better.
Yeah. So the difference between DC Cinematic Universe Barry Allen and comic book Barry Allen in all forms.
Yeah.
Comic book Barry Allen is the smartest person.
He's incredible. Well, because he thinks in hyperspeed.
Yeah. Like, he can read a book in like 2 seconds.
Less than that. Like, he's just so fast.
And he can absorb everything. His brain thinks as fast as he can run. That's like the whole thing with the Flash. Remember, any of my comic book knowledge does not come from myself. It comes from my dearly beloved Sybil, who knows way more than I do about this. But trust me, I got an earful about this whole thing. So comic book Barry Allen, super fast, super careful, super considerate, right? And he knows what he's doing before he does it.
Let me jump in real quick. I think that he has to have a very like healthy, mature mindset.
Absolutely.
Because if not, like if he had my mindset that
Yeah.
overthinks and he's thinking as fast as he does,
he would explode.
He would be infinitely depressed, infinitely jaded. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he would just be as quick as he thinks. Like if he thought like me,
Yeah.
who overthinks everything, like I literally have to dull my mind so I don't overthink.
I would have done the same thing. I would do the same thing. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then I would just go and read every single psychology book that I could find and just be like, what's the problem here? What's the solution? You know, that's where I would
only
go.
get my mental health advice from TikTok and YouTube. So
We need to talk about this after
Yeah,
this
this is a
because that's a problem.
yeah. Okay, that's why I'm so. Oh, never.
Anyways, so cinematic universe Barry Allen is very that. He is supposed to be incredibly smart, but he's extremely clumsy, extremely awkward, not nearly as intelligent, and kind of a douchebag.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it like he's the type to say I'm smarter than I look, and you're like, yeah, okay, buddy, sure.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And like, there's
Like,
some.
I'm hot and smart. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I think he's just. He definitely, I think. His character is a little bit like,
Yeah.
I'm smarter than you. I don't got time to mess with you.
Yeah.
So he's a little bit
Yeah.
short in like with people. But he also is a recluse and doesn't have any friends. So even his coworkers are very like a-hole-ish to him, and I'm just kind of like,
Well, let's take the comparison between the Marvel universe and the DC universe,
Yeah.
right? The way that they're trying to build the movie franchise is that basically Batman is Tony Stark,
yeah.
or Bruce Wayne is basically Tony Stark.
Well, I mean,
right?
that's a fair
always how
compar-
it's
that's
been.
always been a comparison.
Yeah, the leader of the group,
Right.
and the Flash is supposed to be Spider-Man. That's what they're trying to do with it. Now, where it's falling short right now, in my opinion, is that they do not take the Flash nearly as seriously as Tony Stark takes Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right? Tony takes Spider-Man and is like, you could do everything. You could solve all of these problems by yourself, but you are 17 years old. And I don't want you to.
Yeah.
Right? It's like he's super strong. He's incredibly smart.
Yeah.
Like probably beats Tony in intelligence alone.
He beat freaking Doctor Strange, one of the strongest.
He pulled a Thanos punch. Like that's nuts.
Yeah.
That's like Hulk level strong.
Yeah.
Right? That's insane. And Barry Allen is literally the equivalent, right? Super smart, super strong, super fast.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, kid, go, I don't know, clean up the streets.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
a
I mean,
mentory kind of thing.
Well, but
They're
there's
just brushing him
but there's
off.
also a difference in age. Peter Parker's a teenager.
Yeah.
Barry Allen's he's an adult in
Yeah.
his 20s at least, I think, with a adult person job. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a little bit different in that respect. But I hear the comparison you're making, and yes, I get it. I as far as the movie goes though, I thought it was pretty good. It was very entertaining. I loved most of the visuals.
Yeah, until
I
it got
think-
really weird.
Yeah, I mean let's just walk through it.
I want to preface this whole walkthrough with I love what they tried to do with the story. I love what they tried to do with the story so much that I really, really wish that it had been done better. Right? The bones for like a beautiful character piece are there, and they just baby in a microwaved it.
James Gunn, I wish he directed it. No, but here's the thing. James Gunn highly recommended the director and is good friends with him.
Yeah, and
he's a great
You
director.
can tell that they did a lot with what they had.
Yeah, so it's
And they had Ezra Miller and the DC producers. That's what they had.
Yeah. So, but again, James Gunn is taking the reins.
Yeah.
We're after this, we're gonna go watch the Suicide Squad by James Gunn because this guy's never seen it. Because again, he keeps telling me, "Oh,
I
bro,
watched the
I
Oscar
love
award-winning
movies.
one."
I love I'm a full time movie fan, just like you, bro." And he's never seen the Suicide Squad, which is the Suicide Squad, the one that James Gunn directed, and it's. I mean, infinitely you as soon as you see it. But anyways, I'm
I'll
rambling.
take the razzing. I'm gonna give you the behind the scenes things that we've talked about before. When he watches a movie, he sits for the 2.5 hours and watches the movie. When I watch a movie, it's like a 6 hour endeavor, right? I watch the movie, I see the behind the scenes, I watch people talk about it, I see what other people are saying about it, and I know too much about it.
Well, I don't have. I mean, yeah, that's true. I could do all these things, but it's for me like
You're
I'm
the
more of like
experience
buy
based.
the. Well, I would if I buy the movie, then I will watch all the extra stuff.
Oh,
as much as
yeah,
I can.
yeah.
I mean, I'm a big. I don't
a
know if there's
prerequisite.
anybody who TV shows who loves Psych. I have the full box
all right
over here.
there.
I'm looking at it. I've watched all the audio commentaries. I've watched all the extended deleted scenes, everything on it, and I just eat that stuff up as well.
Mm-hmm.
But now everything's just digital. I just buy stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I remember
rambling a little bit.
I remember like 10 years ago, probably 15 years ago for me at this point, where I'd have my little, like, do you remember the little iPod minis that had the screen on them?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're like this big.
Yes.
I remember going into iTunes and buying and downloading behind the scenes for movies and just watching those
That's amazing. That's
on the little
That's an
iPod.
amazing full-time movie fan host origin story.
A little, yeah,
That's
a little
amazing.
lime green.
You love
iPod
movies when
Nano.
you watch it on like a screen that's like the size of your thumb.
Yeah, I've been on the search, and another before we go back into it, another little side tangent. I had one
Yeah.
on that little iPod that I cannot find anywhere anymore, and it's a weird, like, it was an MTV thing
Yeah.
that Jack Black was doing.
Ooh, I love Jack Black.
Right, and it was like teaching the basics of filmmaking, right? So it was about like 3-point shooting, where you have your two characters and you have the camera between, and you switch between the views, but you never cross the line. And Andy Dick was a part of it for some reason at the end, and I can't find it anywhere.
And
I've been
you're
searching for
incensed.
like 10 years.
If any of you guys find
Jack
it,
Black,
just know that he's
what
looking,
is it called?
He's looking for his iPod. It has Jack Black on it. If any of you guys find it, please hit us up in the comments.
It might have been in Mad
We'll
TV
give you
Vic,
his.
too, I don't
We'll
know.
give you his mailing address.
Yeah.
He's more than happy to give you a reward for
Please.
it. Very important.
It's like a 10-minute video too. It's not even that long.
he
I
needs it.
just want to know I'm not crazy, you know?
So speaking of crazy, I'll just segue back into the Flash. What's crazy about the Flash is that it's very good because it like we talked about this earlier compared to the comics and stuff like that. This is very focused on Barry's experience.
Yeah.
It is like for me it's good. I wouldn't go as far as say it's great, but I would say like overall
agree.
it's good, not great. But when it comes to DC movie scaling, it's fantastic. Like, it's such a good movie.
That's fair.
Like when you're comparing it to other DC movies.
And if you don't have any prerequisites into the characters.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
If-
without
if-
any comic book.
If this is your Barry Allen, the only Barry Allen you know, it's okay.
you're gonna love it if that's all you know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, as
For what
far
it
as-
is.
yeah. Which again, for the movie, it's
Which
good.
this movie is not for you if that's the only Barry Allen you know, by the way, because there's a lot that happens.
yeah,
And we'll get to it.
yeah. I think so.
Michael Keaton.
Oh my gosh, so good. I love it. I loved it. I don't know how. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, we
will. So basically, what happens? We're just gonna walk through it a little bit with you. So after that, he's just kind of he's dealing with the facts of his dad's trials.
Yeah,
coming
he's
back
about
up.
to go to jail again.
Well, they're
Or sentencing.
yeah, they're trying to see if they can get him out.
Yeah.
If they have enough to exonerate him.
Yeah.
And so he's just stressed out about that. His dad is kind of accepted, like, hey man, this
Yeah.
is just my new life.
Mom's been dead.
Yeah, and so he's just like, who cares about raising my son? I'm just gonna stay in prison.
Yeah.
He's just given up.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And so Barry's just upset about all this, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And then he's got some girl he kind of likes, but is not sure, who's kind of around. And then he's got
Yeah, he's got his job,
jerk. Yeah, he's got jerk
friends.
friends and teammates, according to him. He's
Yeah.
just like, well, I'm always cleaning up after Batman and everybody else. Where's the rest of Justice League? So he's just feeling kind of down in all the ways.
Yeah.
And then he starts to think like, well, what if I can, what if I can see?
Yeah.
Because he talks about it with Bruce, like, hey, what if I can literally go back in time and see my mom? Like, why can't I just do that?
Yeah, and then Bruce does the heralding thing that in story terms where he goes, "Hey man, don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, he's just
We are who we are because of those things."
Yeah, I mean, which is
It's the truth.
It's the truth, and it's correct.
Yeah.
For him to say, and Barry, he tries to convince him because he's like, hey, I could see your parents too,
Yeah.
And Bruce is just
like,
like, man, no, don't.
I would
Who
not.
knows what you can mess up? Like,
Yeah.
leave it alone. It is what it is, and so, but it's one of those things that when I think about it, it's one of those things that like I could have everybody in the world tell me the correct advice.
Yeah.
It's like, well, let me explain, because maybe
Yeah.
you're wrong.
Yeah.
On the off chance you're wrong, I'm gonna do it. And
Like
so
I told you about the scheduling thing at the shop right now.
yeah,
Exactly that.
Yeah, and so it's like
right.
if I had the opportunity to go back in time, bro, you, do you know how many things like it's all the things like you think about like randomly will come up in your mind like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Like I so much regret that. So many things I would go back in time and redo. Like I would be young Barry who just got his powers, just be like, no, we can try this way.
Yeah, we can
try
do
that way.
everything.
That would be absolutely, and it's you too. Don't lie. If you could go back in time, you would
There's
try to
a-
fix. No matter who told you what, because you're already ignoring your parents and you're already
Yeah.
ignoring the mentors in your life and the older people who have got it together. You're already ignoring them anyway. So don't even lie in the comments and try to say that like, oh no, I wouldn't do it. Like, okay, buddy.
This is the real falling
Sure.
man shit right here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's be honest. We're all a little bit Barry Allen in this in life. So he gets something in his head. He's like, you know what? I think if I did it this way, I don't have to really interact with anybody.
Oh no, you have to remember that he got so upset on the phone with his dad
Yeah.
that he just started running.
Well, yeah. Well,
That's how he figured out he could go back.
I think, wasn't it?
He made it to the Speed Force.
He went back to his old house and then he.
Yeah, he went back to his old. It was him going through because his
What?
dad's trial was
Wait.
the next day.
But he also had that moment with Iris where they were getting drinks. So where did that happen? Because that happened before then as well.
No, because he ran first. He ran first.
Oh, just a little bit.
Yeah, and then he was like, I went back in time.
he went to the babies and all the danger.
Yeah, and he was like, oh my god,
I'm a
this
time
happened
traveler.
earlier.
Yeah.
And then he went back and was like, no, I can't do anything with this. I can't do
Yeah.
anything with this. And then he went and had drinks with Iris. And
Yeah.
Mind you, we watched this 3 weeks ago, okay?
Yeah, give us a break already. Please. I can already hear you. Seriously.
What do you
Cut us
expect
some
me to
slack.
watch it a second time?
Oh, also, it's been a while since we've done this
Yeah.
in person. We're getting our groove back.
Yeah. Like we don't do this every episode.
Like, this isn't just our thing.
Yeah. Where we go. No. What is it? Wait.
Oh, yeah, let me jump back. Oh, wait, what about this?
Anyway, so he has
scatterbrained.
drinks with Iris in his
Right.
in his apartment. And then he's like, oh my God, I don't have to. Oh, you're brilliant. Okay, bye. And then just leaves.
Yeah.
And
it was
starts running back to
the tomato sauce.
the tomato
Because
sauce.
his mom sent his dad to get the tomato sauce. She got killed by who knows what.
This is why you have to watch the movie before
Yeah, she
you
got killed by,
before you come to this because we
you
don't
can
make
muddle
any
through all
sense.
this, and you know what I mean. Yeah, you'll understand what we're saying
Yeah.
as we say everything.
And
in
if
the
you
correct
don't,
order.
you gotta watch the movie. Sorry.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So his dad comes back. Mom's dead. He gets accused of it. Blah blah blah. So he's like, "Oh, well, I'll just put the can of tomato sauce in the cart. Dad doesn't have to leave. Mom stays alive."
Yep.
And so that's what he does. And then as he's going back to his timeline, supposedly, I guess we
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
that he would make it back.
Yeah.
Because some other speed, I don't know, person
Came in and punched him into wherever he landed.
Yeah, punched him out of his little time sphere where
He's
he's running
speed
through.
demon?
Yeah, and he's so he punches him out of the speed sphere that he's in. That's going to take him back.
Speed Force.
Yeah, Speed Force, but it looks like a little circle around him.
It's very goofy looking. by
Yeah,
the way.
so punches him out. He enters a timeline.
Yeah.
I think
He's
he
supposed to be
meets
like
his-
18.
Yeah, he meets himself at 18, where a little bit before he gets his actual powers.
Literally like hours before.
Yeah, and his mom's there, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'll maybe
Yeah.
stick around." Stupidly, I don't know why he didn't just start running immediately when he got knocked out and just,
I don't either. Curiosity.
I guess, killed the cat. They say, but
Yeah.
and so he kind of stays around. For me, now this is the part that I was kind of like, this is a little slow for me. Is he does spend a lot of time with his self?
See, I liked that part.
Yeah,
But I am a bit of a. This is why I was like, I'm a sucker for the story as it's being told, because
Yeah.
it is a very human story.
Yeah.
Right. You're going back to fix something. Oh my God, it's fixed. Now I can enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then, oh, actually, you can't.
yeah, just like real life.
Yeah.
You're about to
It's like
enjoy
you
something.
fixed
You're like,
something.
"Oops, sorry,
You fixed
can't."
something, but you didn't really fix
Yeah,
anything.
it's not how it's supposed to be. And so, he's basically helping guide himself.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and he's slowly starting to learn what the world looks like because he just saved his mom.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
No, in fact, a lot of things changed.
I mean, I
There's
don't
no
think there's
Wonder Woman,
no Wonder Woman,
no Aquaman,
no Aquaman.
no Cyborg, and Batman is not Batman. Batman is actually Batman's dad,
Yeah.
who is Batman.
No, that's the comic book.
Oh shit, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so-
there's a spoiler for Flashpoint.
Oops. That's on us.
Batman's actually not Ben Affleck. It's
Ben Affleck.
but it's actually
Not Ben Affleck. Yes.
a great dear friend,
A personal friend of ours. We
personal
love him
friend
to
of
death.
ours.
He couldn't be on the show today. We invited him.
Yeah,
He's just a busy
Mark
man.
Hamill.
No.
Clint.
Yeah. You just couldn't be here.
I forgot his name. I'm so sorry.
So you're stalling, you little son of a gun. Well, now that you've forgotten, of course
no,
I
I
forgot.
have to do it. This is why I was trying not to. Hold on. Editor cut.
Vulture from Spider-Man.
Vulture from Spider-Man. That's correct. The Flash.
Come on,
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. There he is. How dare
which-
us? How dare us forget your name? Forgive us.
Which
Michael.
another
Wait,
sidebar.
is it okay if I call you Michael? Mike Keaton? Oh, just Michael?
The Batman.
The Michael Keaton.
Sidebar for this, and like I had to talk to my friend Hunter, who is like my level of movie fanatic, even a little bit more sometimes, to be honest.
You're Clint. So it's,
Yeah, my Clint. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. I talked to him about it because he had seen Birdman. I still think it's absolutely insane that Michael Keaton agreed to do this, because Michael Keaton made an entire movie called Birdman, which is just an allegory for his life. Not even an allegory. It's like a one-for-one metaphor about how awful his life as an actor had been after being Batman, because nobody would take him seriously, and he couldn't take himself seriously, and he couldn't find work. And so it's like, it's so weird to me that he agreed to do it again.
but money talks, and I think there's actually a movie called that. If I'm not mistaken.
Crazy Rich Asians.
But money talks. I think maybe
Moneyball.
enough
Moneyball.
time has been by where he's just kind of like, hey, you know what? What the hell?
It's possible. It's absolutely
so-
possible.
But I'm sure they offered him ridiculous amounts of money because
They have to.
he's Michael freaking Keaton.
and also Michael Keaton was in Spider-Man: Homecoming, so.
And also the nostalgia for having him back, like that pays money, I guarantee.
Oh yeah,
And so, but Michael Keaton is the Batman of this timeline, this new timeline.
Yeah.
What I really loved, to be honest with you, is I loved how they explained the multiverse in
Yes.
Batman. So
Yes.
simple, and it was visual, so it was like perfect.
Yeah, spaghetti.
With the spaghetti, yeah. And he
You
said,
change
"Hey,
one thing,
Yeah, he
it's not
said-
actually changing. You're just
yeah," because they talk about
entering
that
a different timeline.
Well, even in Endgame, like they
They
make
did
the
the same
same
thing, yeah.
allegory that he does is that there's a timeline, and then when you mess it up or you change something, it branches off.
Yeah,
Which is branch theory,
Yeah.
or the smart stuff theory.
spaghetti theory.
Spaghetti theory is what I like because he says it doesn't just
I think that's
change.
string theory. I think that's actually what it is. Is string theory.
We're gonna call it spaghetti theory
spaghetti theory.
from here on out. Is that you have when you mess with something at a point, it also disrupts the past.
Yeah, because it's not actually.
Yeah, he says so. It's not just branching off; it's a whole new, and there's intersecting points.
Yeah,
That are
things
the
that are
sa- that are
going
the
to happen.
same.
In fact, Into the Spider-Verse, the new one, did the exact same thing where they were like, "Hey, we have all these different timelines. Spider-Man's
Yeah.
spoilers, by the way. The movie will have been well out by the time that this comes out. I'm
Oh
sure.
well, for sure,
but-
like years.
This is just for us, actually. But where they're like, all of these Spider-Men are all different universe Spider-Men.
Yeah.
But they all have intersecting points of things that have to happen.
Yeah.
They're canon events, is
Yes.
what they call it in that
Yes.
movie. But they're the intersecting points for the multiverse. The multiverse.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And yes,
So
absolutely.
I'm corroborating the scientific theory with other movies that.
Yeah.
So it has to be
It's
real,
like,
right?
It's like you can't give a definition by using the word in the definition, but that's what I feel like we're doing.
It's like Hollywood took. So how long has string theory been a thing, right? It's like someone in Hollywood was like, "Guys, have you heard of this?
I just figured it out.
I finally understand." And so now they're trying to tell everybody. Anyways,
but I did like it because it's visuals and it's also food, which I love.
it's probably the fastest it's ever made
Yes,
sense.
and I think it's very good. Michael Keaton is phenomenal as a human being. I believe I don't know him personally.
Haven't heard
Maybe he's
anything
a
bad.
Haven't heard
Haven't
anything
heard any
bad.
complaints.
Love his movies.
Yeah.
He's just I think he's a phenomenal actor. I think he's hilarious. He was in freaking he was in what's the movie with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg? The other guys.
Oh
Dude.
yeah.
He's in that movie. So funny. So he has a lot of range, but like he's really great again as Batman. Just seeing him as Batman is just it does something good to the neurons in my brain.
Also watch Birdman.
Yeah, and also if you find his iPod, give it back to him.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Jack Black,
I
Andy
need-
Dick,
he needs
either MTV or Mad TV. Those are the only things you need.
And so they go on this journey with him to find basically they're looking for Superman
Yeah.
because like, oh wait, Superman's the only one.
Because he goes back and he gets his younger self powers, which wouldn't have happened. Another weird thought, real quick. Because of the spaghetti, he didn't actually need to get his younger self powers. He
could have just
left it as is, but understandably he freaked out about that. But anyways,
Well, I mean, the mindset, the logic makes sense.
I would have
You're
done the same thing.
Hey, I need to make sure that I have these powers.
I would have done the same thing.
I need to have them in the future because it's freaking awesome.
Yeah. But in trying to get
Yeah.
younger self powers, he loses his powers because plot device.
Yeah, because
And then they go see Batman because
roommates,
because what's his
Back to the
face?
Future.
Because
There
what's
was a
his
whole
face
bit
came
about Back
back.
to the Future.
What's his name from
Zod.
Zod. Yes, General Zod was
Yes, that
coming
was
to
all
Earth.
over the news.
And he was like, "Oh, well, Superman's the one who took out General Zod, so we just got to find Superman." So that's why he goes to Bruce and it's like, "Bruce, we need help. We need to put together the Justice League." Patent pending. And yeah, that's go ahead.
Yeah,
I
and
filled
then-
in the blank.
And yeah, thank you. And so that's where they meet Batman. They're getting everything together, and of course, they're like, through his research, he's like, oh well, Superman's in Russia, and he's being held captive.
Yeah.
In Russia, and of course, the Batwing, Batjet comes down from the ceiling.
Super cool.
Super awesome. Flies out. Cool Batman stuff.
80s
And then
Batman stuff.
and then they infiltrate the not so tactically the Russian base.
Yeah. Something that made me upset was the clumsy Barry Allen just being clumsy.
Yeah, he's knocking over stuff, making a lot of noise. But I'm like, use your super speed, bro. Catch that shit
Yeah, just
before it falls on the ground.
right. So what's the? But it's younger Barry Allen, so he doesn't know yet.
Yeah, I think it's more played for comedic effect, but and it was kind of, and everybody looks. Anyways, when they start fighting all these guys in the facility with guns, these Russian dudes, Batman comes in and he's a freaking
So good.
dude. The scene with
So
Batman,
cool.
it's to me, it's just as good, if not better, than in the Batman v Superman where Batfleck goes into save Martha, and he's fighting all those guys. It's cool. It's just a cool fight scene, in my opinion. Wait, have you not seen? Okay, this guy. I read his eyes. He did not know what the heck I was talking about.
He's finally understanding the look I give him sometimes.
Yeah, so I saw.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, no, I saw it glaze over just a little. I'm like, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. So anyway, you guys know because you're real full time movie fans. The fight scene with Batfleck as he's saving Martha. It's so cool, very action packed, very brutal, very cool. It's the same thing with this one, and
I love
they go through the
Zack Snyder's allegory for Jesus. Yeah, keep going.
and so they go through and they find this the containment unit.
Yeah.
But it is definitely
No
not
Clark Kent in there.
Not Clark Kent. And it's a very emaciated girl.
Yeah.
And so they grab her clothes off the ground, they get her out. And then as soon as they get out of the facility officially, all the Russian dudes are there with their guns. I'm not quite sure why nobody was pulling triggers.
I don't know either.
But it turns out, hey, surprise, surprise, Kara Zor-El. It's Supergirl. She's in the sun for 3
So
seconds.
cool, though.
She's
so
in the
cool.
she's in the sun for 3 seconds, and
Yeah.
she's no longer emaciated, and she's just beating everybody down in the coolest.
Just cool.
Just cool. I mean, gorgeous. I would also say.
And then she just leaves.
Well, no. Well, she beats everybody up. She saves everybody, and then she passes out, and they all.
Oh, yeah.
They get on the jet. They go back to I guess the Batcave, and they try to resuscitate her and stuff like that. And then Barry's trying to get his powers back, and
Yeah.
Supergirl, she's kind of like, look.
She leaves for like 5 seconds. They were like, we have to save the Earth. And she's like, why would I do that? Your people were the ones who did this to me in the first place.
She's like, humans are the worst, and
And then she goes and sees Zod just like claiming war on Earth. And she's like, that's not how I would do it.
Yeah.
And then just
Well,
left, or just, that's not our way.
Yeah, she's still got morals. She goes and she watches the scene with Zod, and he's just mercilessly killing people.
Yeah.
And like she's like, yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of
about that, yeah.
So she goes back and she helps future Barry, get his powers back.
Which I had a huge complaint about.
But
it was such a cool moment.
We've got a few more minutes. Let's talk about
It's such a cool moment, right? Where it's like Barry's trying to get his powers back. That happened in Flashpoint too, right? He lost his powers, tried to get them back. Lightning strikes. They recreate the moment. Lightning strikes. Doesn't work. He's falling apart. He's struck by lightning.
Yeah,
That's
he's
like
not doing too great.
yeah, it's going extremely poorly, some would say. And he's getting ready to do the like, hit me again. And Batman's like, oh, the thing's fried. It's not going to work. And in comes Supergirl, just flying on in. Same Zack Snyder allegory for Jesus moment. She just picks him up without saying a word. I guess just understands what's going on. Flies into the storm, and I guess like gets electrocuted anyway.
With Barry, yeah.
And it works. The problem with that being
Tell us.
the whole reason so Flashpoint, when I watched it, I noticed that the Barry Allen in that one just got struck by lightning. Like that's the whole thing.
He's
There was
talking
no
about the
chemicals.
animated.
Yeah.
He's talking about the animated movie.
There's no
at this point.
chemicals necessary. In this one, chemicals necessary,
Yes.
right? Gets the chemical set up the first time, gets struck by lightning, powers go away. He gets the chemical set up, gets struck by lightning, powers don't come back, right? goes up to the sky. No chemicals, just lightning. Powers come back.
I'm sure most of them were washed off in the rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So what? Yeah. So what gives?
Yeah.
What gives, DC? Why have that moment? Just let her come back.
Comic book logic, bro. But I gotta say,
Should have had younger Flash, right?
But you,
Zoom around to get everything back to
Zoom.
setup. Oh, sorry. Flash around. Go around, get everything reset up, and go hit him again. Right?
Yeah.
That would have been at least a little bit better of a moment,
Yeah.
so that they could contain everything. But no, everything has to be
It's
super.
comic book logic. You gotta learn to brush some of those things in.
I brushed off the just getting
much as you
struck by
could.
lightning thing.
Anything with Supergirl, I'm down with, especially this iteration of Supergirl. I mean, she could just laser my brain. She laser on my brain.
She could step on you.
Yeah, well, she could punch a hole right through my heart, and
And you'd say, "Thank you, ma'am."
I'd be like, "Thank you, Kara Zor-El, for this amazing thing." But anyway, so
And then the actual cool shit happens.
yeah, they actually go back to where Zod is still. So I guess this all happened. Yeah, this happened real quick because they're still fighting the
was. Yeah.
military guys, and they all head over there to assess the situation. And there's a lot of cool visuals. It's just Flash doing Flash things, Batman doing Batman things, Supergirl doing Supergirl things.
Yeah.
There was only one thing that I really would have liked to have seen. Dude, I so badly, and I told you this. I
Yeah.
just wanted to see Supergirl demolish Zod. I wanted
but
to.
apparently that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, it was never gonna happen, which is unfortunate. Because I think in some comics she's actually a little bit stronger than Clark and Superman.
Yeah, which is
and some
weird.
stuff. I guess because she's old. Well, she's not. Yeah, it is a little weird. You're right.
It's just weird.
But to be honest with you, I really wanted her to see ribs out apart. I wanted to see her rip off an arm,
Yeah.
or punch a hole through him or something. Especially that moment, it's so good where Zod tells her oh yeah, the baby didn't survive. He doesn't even call it by his name.
And she just
Oh, dude, she just yells and starts beating on him and laser visioning him.
really
and,
cool.
Dude.
Great moment.
And she's just so gorgeous. Did I say she was pretty? She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She's amazing. And
I'm in a happy relationship
where
where my girlfriend would also say that she's very pretty,
Yeah. Hey.
and she'd be right.
Nice. Nice, buddy. I'm not in a relationship, and I'm sad about
And you also agree that she's pretty and
very pretty. Hit me up if you're into
if you're looking
slightly
for
out of shape middle
insurance
Asian guys. Half Asian
in San
half
Antonio,
white
Texas.
guys. Very specific.
Yeah.
That has
Here's the address.
a brand new YouTube channel and podcast.
Yeah.
If that's your thing, then I'm your guy.
Loves playing Pokemon with his friends.
Okay, now you're putting me on the cons list now. That's not going to go in the pro.
What do you mean? Having hobbies isn't a con. Ladies in the comments,
Oh.
would you rather your man have hobbies or have his hobby be looking for you?
Would you rather that he has a good hobby or that he has a Pokemon hobby? So anyways,
I take offense to this. Shout out Heroes Hideout in San Antonio, Texas.
dang,
We're off 8802
look.
Marbach Road, Suite 102.
Dang, visit the website, buy some stuff.
Visit the website. You can't buy stuff on it, but you visit it.
Yeah,
Visit the shop.
call.
Yeah.
Y'all ship
We
stuff?
might be there.
Y'all ship stuff.
We could.
They could. So if you don't live in
Depends
SA
on what you
Tex-
buy, you know?
if you don't live in SA, Texas, man. But yeah, so it's a lot of cool stuff. But
Yeah.
this
And they lose.
Yeah, in this situation, they just can't win.
Yeah.
And Young Barry's just
No,
we
dude,
have
we
to
could do
keep-
it.
Yeah, we have to. Again, we talked this earlier. We can change it. We can win. We can do this.
Yeah.
And
Older
come to
Barry's
find
like,
out, yeah, Older Barry's starting to get it. He's like, yeah, Bruce was right.
Yeah. I kind of get what he was putting down.
Yeah,
both of them.
So I relate to that so much. Oh yeah, maybe I should have not did the thing that everybody said I shouldn't do.
yeah. Humble yourself a little bit and be like,
Just a little bit.
okay, yeah.
Maybe I messed up on that one.
Yeah.
Oops, my bad. So younger Barry is going crazy. Older Barry is like, man, we got to stop. We can't win. And then to nobody's surprise, The dark with
The
the
dark-
rock shoulder.
What did you call him? Speed demon.
Speed,
The speed demon?
The speed demon that like punched
Yeah.
Barry out of the Speed Force.
It was actually young Barry.
Yeah, who was
Has
actually
not stopped trying.
old Barry,
Yeah.
who has been doing it for so long that he's been through a bunch of different
Turned
stuff, and
into
he's
a speed
also
demon.
older. Yeah, so you have young Barry,
Yeah.
and then you have younger Barry, and then you have really old Barry,
Yeah.
and they're all in the Speed Force fighting each other.
Yeah.
Old Barry kills youngest Barry, and we see a bunch of other stuff from the multiverse.
Yeah, it starts crumbling in on itself. We see
There's
Nicolas Cage.
which never we didn't get to see
Yeah.
that. The old what's his name? The first Superman with
Adam West. Even
Batman.
before that, yeah.
Adam West, and then we saw Christopher Reeves,
Yeah, Christopher Reeves.
Superman. We saw Supergirl. We saw
Yeah. Nicolas Cage
other
again.
yeah.
The Flash, like the older live action Flash.
Yes. So it shows us all these
Yeah.
different.
But they were all like PlayStation 3 graphics versions of themselves.
And also, I know Clint was like, it didn't make sense that they were all their own little world things. And
Right, like
the
their
visuals
own
were a little
universe.
bit weird, and they started
Yeah.
crashing. But I was like, it made enough sense to me.
Yeah, look,
kinda
we're in
waved it away.
the last like 5 minutes of this movie, all right? So
Yeah, we're the 5 last minutes of this podcast as well.
Yeah.
But so everything is starting to crumble in itself because Barry just keeps messing things up even worse.
Yeah.
And just like most of us, he makes a mistake.
Yeah.
And what's the first thing he does is makes it worse.
Yeah.
So he's doing that, but a million billion times because he can continue to go back in time and just keeps ruining everything.
Yeah.
And then oldest Barry kills youngest Barry, and then
oldest Barry disappears because oldest Barry was youngest Barry.
but somehow middle Barry didn't disappear.
Yeah, because middle Barry's from different parallel universe time.
No. Well, there you go, Mr.
If you remember,
Multiverse Professor.
if you remember, he didn't need to get
The
young
spaghetti.
Barry the powers because of the spaghetti. Yeah, the time spaghetti, the universe spaghetti.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah,
So-
actually, to Clint's point, yeah, they talked about spaghetti and then they were all balls. So
Oh man,
meatballs,
meatballs. Yeah, they get eaten
time
meatballs.
meatballs.
Spaghetti and time balls. So and so he finally goes back to his timeline. Everything
More or less the
seemingly
same.
seems
Yes.
alright.
Oh, but he changed one thing before he left, and he went back to his mom.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it's a very beautiful moment. It just wasn't done like it wasn't set up perfectly. If it had been set up perfectly, this would have been like the moment of the whole movie, where he goes back to the grocery store
Yeah.
and then takes the can of tomatoes out of the cart again and puts it at the top of the shelf.
I think. Well, I think he didn't just put the one can.
Yeah, he had to put
He
all.
rearranged the whole shelf.
Yeah.
To put all of the tomato on.
But the reason why this was like the moment for the movie is
Could have
because he
been.
said, yeah, it could have been because he got to say goodbye to his mom,
yeah.
knowing that he could have saved her, but couldn't have saved her and is basically causing her death now.
Yeah.
Which from the beginning, I was like, if this movie doesn't end with Barry understanding he has to kill his mom, then it's not great.
Yeah.
But he did. And I was like,
Barry killed his mom, and it was fantastic.
Barry, hey,
Thanks.
matricide. We love it.
I don't understand what his mattress has to do with anything in the movie because I don't even think
fair.
we
fair.
see it.
My apologies.
Well,
No, we saw it once.
no, we saw a mattress, but not
we
his
saw a
mattress. There was other people on it. Could have been his, but again, that's a different podcast.
Potato.
That's a mattress,
Yeah.
podcast. that we're
Full-time mattress lovers.
not- Yeah. So he puts the cans on the top shelf to save his dad at least,
Yeah.
which he does, and
Yeah.
because of that, the video that previously only
not be
showed
seen.
his dad in a hat.
Yeah. Now shows his face because he looks up towards it.
Yeah, because he looks up, the camera catches his face.
Yeah.
Hey, look, she died, but he couldn't have done it because he actually was at the grocery
Yeah.
store, just like they said.
So
all
he
those
gets
years.
to keep his dad.
He saves his dad, but not his mattress, and then
And because of time spaghetti, Batman's now George Clooney.
and time meatballs.
in the time meatballs.
Yeah. So that's the final. Well, the final reveal is that he's talking with Batman. Batman's like, "Hey, I'm pulling up,"
Yeah.
and it's George Clooney instead of Batfleck.
Yeah. Which honestly, upgrade.
I don't know. I enjoyed Batfleck. I thought I really wish he would have got.
It should have been Robert Pattinson to really tie in the
No, I
reset.
Well, I talked to Clint about that, and he's like, no, he disagrees with you. He's not here because maybe he doesn't exist.
Convenient.
Yeah,
Convenient for him to
Yeah,
disagree with
conveniently,
me.
right? He does because he says, look, what they're doing with Robert Pattinson is just something completely different. They want to keep it isolated. That's cool. Just like they're doing with Joaquin Phoenix Jokers.
Well, I agree because especially after what Ezra Miller's been pulling recently. If they'd put him at the end, that would have been like, and now we gotta get a new Flash.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but George Clooney, everybody. I wonder how much they paid him for that.
For
a
the
couple of like
15 seconds,
and then- of screen time. But
Probably about as much as Michael Keaton.
dude, I hope not. I hope Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton did fantastic.
Dude, I
Michael
think he
Keaton
did.
carried the movie.
I freaking love Michael.
And
I
the
hope he
mom. What's her
and the
name?
freaking time spaghetti. You know what I'm saying?
Time
Like,
spaghetti.
what a great analogy.
What's her name?
But I do hope that he got paid more than.
Maribel Verdú
There you have it.
also carried the movie. That's his mom.
Yeah, she was very great.
Both of them carried the movie.
Yeah, very pretty lady.
That's all I have to say about it. It's a subpar movie. Go watch Into the Spider-Verse.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Spaghetti
I give it. If I had to rate it, I would give it 6. I give it 6. 6 going back in times.
Yeah.
Spaghettis out of 10.
If they had taken 6 more months on the script and
Yeah.
the story, it'd probably be up for a screenwriting Oscar.
I 6 time resets out of 10 in my opinion.
6 time resets out of 10.
Yeah, I think Clint was
3 flashpoints and then 3 more back then.
I think Clint said he would have given it like a 7 or something. I was like,
That's very generous.
that's very generous. I mean, but again, so my thing is like for general like movie enjoyment and just whatever, like 6
Yeah.
out of 10 for me. But comparing it to like other DCs, I would give it a 7.5.
I need to reset my. This is so disorienting.
That's my work phone. Sorry, I don't know why someone's calling me on a Saturday. But anyways, we're gonna ignore that and.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Okay. Let's just we'll work through it. No, you got to talk.
Oh, my bad.
We
my
don't
bad.
want them to just hear the phone ringing. Sorry.
Editor, put that at the end because it's
No,
very
yeah.
funny.
Okay.
Little post credit scene for you. God, it really threw me off for a
George
moment.
Clooney?
Oh yeah. So I said that they should have taken like 6 more months to for the story, and it would have been Oscar worthy. But I need to recalibrate my scale because I keep on giving like a general number, right? But I don't think I know for myself what a 0
It's
out of 10
arbitrary.
is.
It's so it's like I only said 6 time resets out of 10 just because I thought it was funny. I don't really.
Yeah. I used to have a very like satirical YouTube unboxing channel where I give everything a 6 out of 10. Every time I'd be like, "This is the best thing I ever had." 6 out of 10.
Hey, this is YouTube as always.
6 out of 10.
Yeah, give us a 6 out of 10. Tell us what your rating of this episode is.
Out of 10.
Would you give it a 6 out of 10?
Yeah.
No, but this is Full Time Movie Fans. We're on YouTube, so do the stuff. Do all the YouTube things. I just get tired of saying it. Will you say it this time?
Yeah. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you don't,
Hit it anyways.
go somewhere else.
See you later.
If you leave a comment, that'd be cool, and share this video with your mom.
Yeah, at
She'd
least.
love to see us. We miss her.
Yeah.
And go watch The Flash. Go watch Into the Spider-Verse.
Just go watch movies, bro.
Go watch.
Let's talk about them. We want
Go watch Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, always. That's always a recommendation at the end of every. We should do that. That's a
Yeah.
we just
10 out of 10 movie right there.
Watch Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
But you did. We do want to interact. Truly, we want to interact with you guys in the comments and hear what you guys think about
Yeah.
the Flash. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree with this?
I want your hot takes so
Yeah.
that I can go into the comments and bash you for your hot takes.
Oh my gosh, this is a internet bully, not me,
Look,
bro.
there's a lot of things
I'll
that
respectfully disagree with you.
I don't get angry about very much, right? I don't get very let's say passionate. I don't get passionate about very much, right?
Yeah.
But if I disagree with your movie opinions or your like art opinions, you'll know.
So leave a comment. We love you guys. Thanks for joining us and hanging out with us. And
Tell us your favorite Ezra Miller.
yeah, and if you want to hear any us talk about any movies that you like, put that in the comments as well, and we'll
You'll see it in 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, we'll think about
We got
it.
a backlog going.
Yeah, we'll think about it, and then and yeah, as always, I hope your day is everything you dreamed it'd be and more. All right, have a good one, guys. Bye.
Death Race.
Hey, full-time movie fans, thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you had a good time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We want to hang out and discuss the movie with you, so don't forget to do that below. Have a good one. I hope your day is everything you dreamed it'd be and more.